Zidane Danny, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. In today's video, we are, of course, talking about the latest chapter of My Hero Academia, chapter 291. And honestly, like the previous chapter, this one wasn't as good as it could have been. But it's not really that surprising because of the fact that it was more of just telling us what is going on. Basically, continuing the backstory for Toya, which honestly, it wasn't hard for people to put it together and figure out who exactly Dobby was and why exactly he hates Endeavor and all of this stuff, why he ran away. And basically, that's it. But another interesting thing to note about this is actually looking a bit closer. Something that's kind of important to realize is that when you're looking at the characters, you may notice that, specifically in this chapter, you'll notice that throughout the entire chapter, as we're seeing the past for Endeavor, we're seeing that he's constantly smiling. And not like a smile of, finally, I'm going to destroy All Might and become the number one hero. No, he's doing something that really wasn't too expected. Instead of smiling evilly, he is smiling like, oh my gosh, I love my kid. This is my kid, and I'm going to take care of him. It was a loving smile. And I honestly just find that so interesting. Throughout almost the entire time that we've known Endeavor, Endeavor has had this grim look on life and just been, honestly, the absolute worst. Even when we see him in the past, he's treating his kids like they're practically nothing. He's training them for sure, but at the same time, he's working them to the bone. And it's honestly just a really sad situation. But then there's this chapter. He's looking at Toya and looking at his daughter and realizing, yeah, these kids are my kids and I'm going to take care of them. And we also see through these at the end of these flashbacks that Endeavor is deeply hurt, knowing that his son has been gone for so long. He thought that he had died, and it really shows because that's another thing to think about. Almost all of the kids have these bad memories of their father, just absolutely despising him. But I think that's an important thing to realize here is that that's not everything that we've seen so far has actually been a bit different than we thought. Maybe the reason that Endeavor became so hardened, so focused on the idea of becoming the next number one wasn't because of the fact that he was just trying to become the number one, but more likely it was just the fact that Toya died. He pushed him too far. Endeavor had trained Toya a lot, getting him to a really, really high level, to the point that it was kind of just ridiculous. He saw that he had greatness inside of him and all of this, but in actuality, he cared for his son, and in his own bizarre way, he wanted to make sure that his son succeeded and would become the number one. But there was an accident. An accident where Toya released a huge flame that hurt him a lot. And in Endeavor, we can see his tears and how saddened he is. Because the entire time, he has been just wishing that he hadn't screwed up. If it hadn't been for him, his son would still be alive. But he's not. At least in Endeavor's mind. But instead, he's gone. In another way. Becoming a villain. Honestly, it leads me to wonder what exactly happened in the ending there. We get these moments of some clarity, but at the same time, it's a bit confusing. Honestly, I don't really know for sure what the heck is going on here, but it's just a simple theory. But, of course, as the story of Endeavor being a jerk comes to an end, we also get this moment where the rest of the League of Villains, except for obviously Toga because she hasn't arrived yet, are all in shock because they didn't realize, holy crap, that's who Dobby is? No wonder he didn't want to tell us who he was. Yeah, people would hate him if, probably our group would have hated him if we actually found out before all of this and didn't know that he was actually 100% on our side. So, yeah. I think it's interesting, but we don't get to see too much. We then continue where, while Shoto is realizing there is no chance that we will survive if we don't stop Dobby, Endeavor is shook. He can't believe it. He can't even move. So Shoto has to step up and become the hero that his father had kind of been pushing him to become. And join Nejire to really stop this entire group and get them to safe and get everyone to safety while stopping these villains. He has to do it. But as this is happening, Dobby continues to go on his spiel, basically saying, now that you know that the number one hero is a terrible person, now it's time for me to destroy your number two hero, Hawks. By showing specific clips of Hawks killing Dobby, because, let's be honest, there weren't many options. Or not Dobby, twice. By Hawks killing twice, they have put in this idea in people's head that Hawks is a monster who just wanted to kill someone because of the fact that his father was an evil villain, and so on and so forth. And all of this bullcrap just showing that Hawks was evil, an idea that kind of had been exposed in the minds of the fans for a while, because we didn't know for sure if Hawks was a good guy or if he was a bad guy. Were there still some things that were, yes, this shows that he is a good guy, especially after the movie released. These things were important. They were important to showing what exactly was going on during this time. And it showed us that Hawks wasn't evil. And it also tells us immediately Hawks didn't kill Best Jeanist. We've known this, but now Hawks is being claimed, yeah, he killed Best Jeanist, which just so happens to show up. Best Jeanist finally shows up, ready for the fight, to finally stop the villains, using his amazing quirk to show up at the last moment to save the day. And honestly, this is an important thing to actually realize, is that because the fact that even though Dobby did expose Hawks and Endeavor, basically saying, hey, you're actually terrible human beings, now that the world will know for sure that he at least lied about, or what he thought, even if he thought that he was telling the truth, people now think that he lied about everything because one truth that he thought was wrong, that being that Hawks killed Jeanist. Because of the fact that Hawks did not kill Jeanist, it therefore means that Hawks is cleared. Completely cleared. Making sure that he is not even though, yes, they saw the image of Hawks killing twice. Absolutely, people are going to be pissed about that. It's not even a question. The fact is that because of the fact that now the entire world is going to 100% know that that Dobby lied about the fact that Jeanist is dead, means that every single thing that he just said is wiped clean. And the only way that anything will actually stick with the people is if someone actually comes forth and says what he said is true. Now, does that mean that there's not going to be any reveal of my little thing about last review? Is Endeavor actually going to reveal, yes, everything he said is true? No, he is not going to do that exact speech that I said. But I do believe that he is still going to have certain aspects of that speech actually implanted into the show, or into his actual speech. Hawks did do some things that may look evil. I don't know exactly what he's going to do, but he's probably something is going to go around the line. But basically, that when they found out that this was going to happen, Jeanist worked with Hawks to create a duplicate of himself so that no one would be the wiser to know that Hawks had not killed Jeanist. And it was an important deception. Hawks, yes, he did kill that villain twice. However, we've actually found out from multiple sources that there was not very many options. Twice was determined to continue his work as a villain, and due to his quirk, the only possible solution was to actually take him down once and for all. There simply wasn't an option, and he had to pull that last choice just to be safe. Did he want to? Can't say, because he's currently unconscious. As for Dobby being Endeavor's son, yes, it's possible. We're not 100% certain. A lot of what he said is possibly true. We can't know for sure because of the fact that he did lie about some of it. But Endeavor wants it to be true. And I think that's an important point to make. That Endeavor wants it to be true that Dobby is his son. Much of what happened between them is true. And it was devastating. It hurt him. It hurt his entire family. It would later hurt many heroes even. This drama of his family has done so much damage that at this moment there aren't many options, and he has to come forward. Endeavor has to come forward and say, I don't know if Dobby 100% is my son, but if he is, I have to go after him. As such, I will be stepping down as the number one hero to focus on trying to find my son. And honestly, it's so interesting to know that I honestly do think that Endeavor is going to stop being the number one hero. I'm not exactly certain on how the details are going to work out exactly, but I do 100% believe that with all of this information, we can now say with some certainty that for sure Endeavor is going to step down and let Hawks and Best Jeanist take up his role that he is leaving. Whether it actually just becomes Best Jeanist becoming the new number one, which, I mean, that would be kind of interesting. But there's a lot of things that go into it, and I'm really excited, and I hope that you guys are as well, to see what is in store for the rest of My Hero Academia. Of course, we will have to wait 2 weeks before we get the remaining chapters. Obviously, we're getting the next chapter of My Hero Academia in a week, and we will also be getting the next chapter of Vigilantes a few days before. So definitely look forward to both of those videos coming out when they do. Of course, let me know any thoughts and theories that you guys have down in the comments below. If you are going to leave a theory, make sure to say theory review somewhere in your comment. And of course, if you are new or you just haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you'll be notified of all of my videos. Apparently, not very many of you guys are actually subscribed. So please, like I said, please subscribe and ring that notification bell. And if you want to support the channel even more, then definitely head down to the description and check out all of our links down there, including our social medias and ways that you can support us financially, including our Patreon, which a big thank you to our current patron, Sheeny. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. I don't remember if I said that. But anyways, guys, I have been Electro Ninja, and I will see you guys in the next video. But on